and this is my third attempt to do a live stream today because I want to talk about my YouTube channel, but my first live stream, which I made an actual event, didn't work. My second live stream, the connection was just working here, not working. People couldn't hear me, people couldn't see me because my screen was buffering. So this is my third attempt. I'm guessing like third time lucky. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna try and see if this works. I wasn't attempting to do a live stream on my phone. I really wanted to do it off of my computer, but unfortunately, that just didn't work in my favor. So now I have to sit and update all of the links on my YouTube and my Twitter and everything to try and get people to watch this. I'm not sure if if it's working on your side. I've never done a live stream on YouTube through my phone. I've only probably done one live stream on my YouTube channel, and that was through my computer. So I'm hoping that this works. I actually have no clue if it will work or if it's not working. I don't know. So if it's working for you guys, please go to the comment section and let me know. Yeah, it's just I've just had no luck with my live streaming today. So hopefully it's gonna work. I have it open on my computer, so it seems to be working. Let's get the link so I can properly tweet this out and people can know that I'm not a fool. I am a fool. Yeah, this live streaming just has not worked out for me as much as I had hoped it would. So give me a second, let me tweet it out. And let's tweet that, and done. So guys, I wanted to talk about my YouTube channel, talk about where I've been, where I'm at, and where I'm going. And hopefully the live stream is actually working. Yeah, I hope it is. Luciano, hey man, it's so good to see you. So it's weird because I am seeing the comments on my screen, but I'm not seeing them on my phone, which is irritating. And it's so interesting because my screen is delayed and I'm not delayed, obviously, in real life. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna just get into it, and hopefully you guys can follow. If you guys have questions, please go to the comments. I can see them on my screen. Go to the comments, let me know, and I will then answer them during the course of the live stream. If there are any confusions, yeah, so just anything. If you want to say hi, if you want to say futsak, if you want to say anything, go to the comment section below, or wherever the comment section is for you guys, and let's engage, let's talk. That's the whole point of live streams. Because I wanted to do this live stream because I felt that it was a great way of connecting with my bananas, of actually sharing my story. Because I just felt like if I just make a video, it might not be as personal as I want it to be, and it might not get the message across as well as I want it to come across. So my problems really all started about a year ago when I first started the hashtag YouTubeZA Twitter chats. The Twitter chats were all about getting YouTubers and content creators on YouTube and talking about being a YouTuber, talking about subjects that we haven't spoken about on a platform. We barely discuss certain issues or certain topics anywhere else. So the Twitter chat was really great. It was really successful. It trended every single week. It got me on 5FM, on Touch HD, and I was talking about how to grow the YouTube community. However, the problems came in when people started to become jealous of the success of my Twitter chats. And a lot of people, and quote unquote, said that instead of it being a YouTube ZA Twitter chat, it's becoming a Michael Cost Twitter chat. And the only reason why people were saying that is, one, it was on my platform, and two, I was being afforded the opportunity to go onto TV, to go on, not onto TV, onto radio, apologies, to go onto radio and talk about growing the YouTube community. And if you listen to the radio interviews I did, it was all about growing the YouTube community. It wasn't about growing myself or growing my YouTube channel. It was truly about growing the YouTube community. And a lot of people just didn't feel that way because they felt that I was the only one gaining anything from the YouTube chats. Unfortunately, that's how they felt. And then people just stopped participating. So the participation in the YouTube chats started to dwindle. But then I also knew that after 2 or 3 months that the chats had to evolve. My last live stream actually was all about creating a YouTube ZA event, having a space where YouTubers come and we discuss certain things, and we do a panel discussion, and we learn from one another on how to grow as YouTubers, as content creators in South Africa, and to network with one another, to create those networks, to create those connections between other YouTubers and brands and so on. And opportunities did come to make that possible. Unfortunately, I had invested so much time and so much excitement into these possibilities, and they landed up not actually coming to light. And this was, it was devastating for me in a way, because I was upset that they never actually happened. I was so excited, and I was telling everyone that I'm doing these live events, and I'm going to make it happen, and it's going to become a reality where YouTubers in Johannesburg and in South Africa can come into one place and learn from one another. But unfortunately, I was let down, and things just didn't quite happen. And that was difficult for me to take in. It was difficult to deal with that kind of rejection. To be fighting to make something happen, and it just wasn't happening. Hey, I see your comments now finally on my phone screen. I'm so glad you're joining me. Please let me know if this live stream is a lot better than the previous live stream, and if you're able to actually see me. That would be great. Okay, so that's when my rejections started, and dealing with rejection as a full-time YouTuber. Some of you might be like, yeah, but why did you get so excited about it when it wasn't even happening, when it, it wasn't even a thing? And I don't know, for me, the possibility of it was what was so exciting for me. And I truly believe that these things were coming true, that the YouTube ZA live events that I was going to call Content Creator Hub after my thesis was actually coming true. And then they didn't. So it was a massive thing for me to have to deal with. Now, being a full-time content creator, being a full-time YouTuber has a lot of pressure. And I've been sharing on Twitter a lot today, saying that if you guys want to ask me any questions about being a full-time YouTuber, you can in the comments of this video, and I'll share with you guys. So being a full-time YouTuber means you have to make money in order to sustain what you're doing. And a lot of YouTubers, specifically in South Africa, keep on saying how, yeah, they want to continue doing YouTube, and they do YouTube because you must do it for the love and the passion, and that's their advice to other YouTubers, is that you mustn't do it for the money, you must do it for the passion. And yeah, I agree with that, and you should be doing it for the passion, but it's very easy for a YouTuber who's doing very well in the industry to say, yeah, I'm making a lot of money, but you mustn't do it for the money, you must do it for the passion. And I found that very contradictory. A lot of South African YouTubers who are doing well in the industry say that. And here I was doing it for the passion, but I wasn't making enough money. Money would come in waves. I would make money here and then have no money for 3 months, and then I'd make a little bit of money here and then no money again for the next 3 months. And that was very, very difficult because I was trying to make a name for myself. I was trying to make money, but when money wasn't coming in, that financial stress was very difficult to deal with. And thankfully, I'm not in the current situation where I have to pay rent for a flat, or I have to pay a bond or certain things like that. So I'm very lucky that my responsibilities are very low, and that is why I became a full-time YouTuber, because my responsibilities were very low straight out of university. But with that being said, I had set self goals, and I put so much pressure on myself to make money being full-time, so that I could get to the next level of content creation, so that I could buy new equipment, so that I could have a salary, so that I was fighting against going into a 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 job. So that was very difficult to deal with. Okay, so let me check the comments out before I continue a little bit further. Musi, my friend, it's so good to see you. You can see me clearly. That's perfect. So I'm using my phone now. I'm using my data. Data is expensive. Let's see. The other comments were okay, give me my screen, my computer just crashed. The other comments, Rob, you said passion doesn't buy fiber. Yes, that's the biggest thing. You know, South African YouTubers and YouTubers across the world constantly tell YouTubers, yeah, you must do it for the passion and do it because you love making videos. And by the way, this video is sponsored by this, and I'm making a lot of money. You know, it's just so contradictory. Like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you mustn't do it for that, but you're making money, and I also need to make money from my passion. So a lot of South African YouTubers frown upon people making YouTube videos and monetizing. But it shouldn't be a bad thing. Monetization is not a bad thing. Have I made plenty of mistakes with my monetization on my YouTube channel? Yes. Have I worked with brands that I probably will not work with again? Definitely. But it's all a part of the learning experience. Because the YouTube community in South Africa is so young, we do need to work hard. But we can't be frowning on the next person for monetizing their channel. Okay, let me read some comments. Aaron, hi. I'm so glad you have tuned back in. When are you coming to do my school again? When are you inviting me to come to your school? I loved talking at your school, and I'm going to make a note because I actually haven't mentioned that. School talks. I'm writing it down to talk about it a bit later. School talks. Okay. Aaron, invite me. I'm more than happy to come through. I loved talking at your school and it was very, very fun. It was a lot of fun. Other comments, Chills. Hey, Cost created a channel just to say hi. Chills, I love you, my friend. Our call today was very special and I'm excited for the future. Muse, am I saying your name correctly? I hope I am. Streaming on data, you must have a lot of passion. I think the joke's old now. Yeah, the joke's a bit old. Yeah, I'm just like thinking about all the data that's like now like flying out of my bill. But it's fine. I'm doing it for you guys. I really wanted to do a live stream for you guys. Just I think it's very important that we talk. Okay, so let's get back to the subject. Now, the pressure of not making money also came with the rejection from businesses. I was sending out so many business my English. Business proposals. I was sending so many business proposals out there to brands, to companies, to PR agencies, to marketers. I was trying to get someone to buy in, to give me a little bit of money to make videos or to do something that has a high expenses. I pitched web series to brands. I pitched massive travel vlogs. But brands just weren't buying in. Some were to a point. For example, one brand, it's a streaming platform. I'm not mentioning the name, but I'm sure you guys can guess who I'm talking about. This brand, we worked on an idea for about a month. They were extremely happy to work with me. They were so excited. But then near the end stages of finally signing off, they then decided not to work with me because they worked with a previous YouTuber in South Africa who messed them around. And so I then lost that massive deal, which I wasn't actually going to make a lot of money from, but for me it was so important. I still made the video, and it was the Game of Thrones video, and that video did extremely well. It was mentioned on Metro FM. All the big South African celebrities were talking about it. No, it was not Vuv. It was not Vuv. Close, but not Vuv. So, you made me lose my train of thought. Yeah, and I was dealing with all of these brands and all of these rejections that were coming through, and that was difficult because I was taking it that they were rejecting me. When you are a YouTuber, when you are creating content on YouTube or online, it's very personal. You're making content and it's a part of you that you're putting online. And it becomes so difficult when someone rejects you because you feel like, oh, they're rejecting me. And that's not necessarily the case. They're either rejecting you because it's not a good fit for their campaign, they don't have enough budget, they don't trust necessarily the digital age of marketing. There's a lot of factors that come into play, which has taken me a really long time to actually come to terms with. Because when those things were happening, I felt that it was something wrong with me. I just want to catch up on the comments. Let's see. News was it Vuv? No, it wasn't Vuv. It was a streaming platform, not a live streaming platform. It was a streaming platform. Blaine, it's so good to see you, my friend. I hope you're enjoying Cape Town. Tread carefully here, mate. The correct response is I neither confirm nor deny and cannot provide any further details. Thank you, Blaine. He is a lawyer, and that is why I'm friends with him for key moments like this. So I cannot confirm or deny who the brand I'm talking about is. And the other layer of my problems came in when I had set goals and I was putting myself under immense pressure. I was forcing myself to make content. I was forcing myself to get a deal come in. I was forcing myself to try and make more money. I was forcing myself to try and get more views, more subscribers, more bananas. And that was very difficult because it was me who was doing that. No one else. It wasn't my bananas. It wasn't my family, although there was a lot of pressure from my family for other reasons. But I was putting that pressure on me. So that is when I got to the point in August last year where I stopped making YouTube videos. And the reason why I did that, and I made a video about that, which I will eventually link in the description of this video after the live stream. I stopped making videos because I felt like I was going to crack. That's as plainly the best way I can put it. I felt that I was not in a good mental health position to be creating content. I had lost the passion in a way for the content I was making. I wasn't feeling good on who I was or confident because of all of these rejections, because of not reaching certain goals that I had set for myself. And I felt that I needed to stop, because if I hadn't stopped, I would have slipped into a deep depression. I would have not survived. And I felt the need to take a breather. That first day when that video went live saying that I'm no longer making videos for a while, that was the most difficult 24 hours, because I was getting so many tweets, so many comments on Instagram, so many comments on the video and WhatsApps, and it was very amazing to see the amount of people that were supporting me. But that week following, it was so difficult because I had felt that I had failed. I felt that I had now tried everything, which I hadn't necessarily, and I've just given up. I felt that I was the reason why I wasn't achieving these certain things. And it was meant to be a week break, which turned into a month break, which turned into 3 months break, which turned into 6 months. And now it's like 8 months or something ridiculous. But I needed to take that time. And what was interesting, which was very interesting about taking a break, was that I became more busy with my career in the month of October than I had ever been last year in my entire YouTube career. And I'll explain why. One, I started giving lectures to Ogilvy. Ogilvy is a marketing company. It's one of the biggest in South Africa. And they wanted someone to come in and lecture them both in Johannesburg and in Cape Town about video content and how to make video content for brands. And I had that knowledge, and I did that, and they paid me for it. They even paid me they paid for my travels to go to Cape Town and give the lecture there. And that was an incredible, eye-opening way to make money as a YouTuber, is to give lectures. And I don't think everyone is able, all YouTubers are able to give lectures, but it is a way of making money as a content creator in South Africa that I never knew about until I actually stopped making YouTube videos, and it happened. So that was the first reason. And the second reason, the second thing actually that happened was I started working for the University of Johannesburg, UJ. So I was appointed to make video content for the University of Johannesburg for a primary school called Funda Ujabule Primary School. And that is like a primary school that UJ owns, and it's a different type of modeling for primary school, and it's all very complicated. But I was then a freelancer that they employed to make videos for their YouTube channel. And there again, I started making money making video content for someone else, which I never really thought about, and the opportunity never really came about previously. But once I now had this time away from my YouTube channel, I was able to then start to create content for other people's channels. And that was incredible. And that just recently ended. I recently stopped working with UJ. And the other thing was, I did come back in December. I worked with Standard Bank. Standard Bank is a massive, massive brand who works with a lot of YouTubers in the country. And I was one of the YouTubers who was honored enough to work with them to do an amazing race from Johannesburg to Cape Town. And that for me was an incredible experience. And I was able to make a fun YouTube video with them. There were a few problems with the actual footage that I was given, not Standard Bank's problem or the marketing agency. It was a completely separate issue. But I managed to make a cool, fun video that I was able to share with you guys. And it was also a very interesting way of learning a different way of working with a brand in South Africa, and actually getting involved in a different way, and how to make video content with a brand. So let me catch up on the comments. Chills, Instagram or YouTube, which platform would you think is best to start with and why? Okay, so Chills, it's a very difficult question to answer. I get a lot of brands or companies approaching me saying, okay, we want you to do social media management for us. What platforms should we use? Should we be on LinkedIn? Should we be on Facebook? Should we be on Instagram, on Twitter? So my advice is always, what are you trying to achieve? And if Aaron's still watching, this is something I went and told all the kids at his school. I went and did a school assembly a while back when I was still studying. And I spoke to them about creating and just starting on a platform. So if they want to be a fashionista, a stylist, or a makeup artist or something, their best bet is video and images. So if you're looking at images, then the best platform is Instagram. If you're looking for video, then your best platform is YouTube. So it's all about saying, okay, what am I trying to achieve? You must also bear in mind that YouTube, it's very difficult to grow a community on YouTube than it is on Twitter or Instagram. I know it's very interesting for me to say that even though I have a bigger following on Instagram, I have a bigger following on my YouTube channel rather than my Instagram, but my Instagram in the past month has grown by 700 followers, real followers. I haven't bought these followers, and that's because I've been putting a lot of time and energy into my Instagram, because I see the benefit of how my Instagram and my YouTube can work together. I recently also tweeted out an article about how Instagram and YouTube are the next biggest social media platforms. They say that the youth of America from the ages of 13 to 18 are using YouTube and Instagram, and they are moving towards those platforms rather than Twitter or Facebook. So I would say you need to look into yourself, what you're trying to achieve, and just start on either. I think it is important to have both, specifically Instagram and YouTube, but it's up to you. Now, hi, I'm glad you finally joined. I've had quite a bit of problems with the live stream. This is my third attempt. Seems to be working, but I'm sure I'm gonna not have data for the rest of the month of June. But it's fine because I wanted to do this live stream. Um, okay, so let's get back into the subject. So once I was doing all of these amazing things with YouTube, I then landed up getting a architecture job. So most of you probably know that I have a master's in architecture, and I then needed a financial income. So I got back into the architecture. It was weird because I had felt like I had failed my dreams by going back into the architecture. I was also getting stuck in traffic from 2 to 3 hours every day and was very taxing, emotionally and physically. Um, and then 3 months into the job, in the beginning of this year, in the beginning of February, I was retrenched from that job. It came out of the blue. As I went downstairs from my boss's office after being retrenched, he then I then called my family to tell my family because I was in shock, and my sister had then gone into labor. Um, and so I couldn't really worry about that I've now been retrenched because I had to get home because my sister had gone into labor. So it was very, very interesting time. And as I got home, I got two new job offers. One was to help run the social media for the Miss Earth South Africa and the Department of Water and Sanitation with the hashtag Save Water campaign in Cape Town. And the second one was to do social media management for the SABC One show, One Day Leader. And so I accepted those jobs, and before I knew it, I flew down to Cape Town, and I spent almost about a month in Cape Town. That's where I met Nell, and it was an incredible experience for me because I learned a lot about myself. It was an incredible life experience. It was um, an amazing project to be involved with. Very hectic at times. Some days I would work 14-hour shifts. But it was really incredible to have as a job experience, to have in my profile, because I went down, I was getting paid to run social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I was also being paid to make Insta stories. And Insta stories for me are very important. And Chills, I didn't touch on Insta stories. I'll get back into that a little bit later. I'm going to make a note. Insta stories. I'm writing down with my banana pen Insta stories so I don't forget to talk about this. And that was very interesting, to being paid again to do a whole range of social media content, to run a campaign, to manage a team down in Cape Town, to make sure things are happening, to make sure the project's happening. And that was an incredible experience. Moose is saying, so couldn't you do YouTube as a hobby and focus on different career, or will you always be doing YouTube full time? Okay, so that's an interesting question, and that's something that my family's asked me. While I was working about 3 years ago, before my postgraduate studies, I was doing YouTube on the side, but I wasn't doing it properly. I wasn't able to give my full energy. If I uploaded here or there, I probably uploaded twice a month or once a month, or I had a month's gap between every video. And for me, that wasn't the correct way of doing it. And if I was being consistent with my content, then I would have been able to be in a better space right now in my career. But I wasn't able because I had a full-time job. My architecture job, however, that I had in the beginning of the year, I was meant to be part-time. Although for those 3 months I worked full-time, I was meant to work for 3 days a week and for 2 days have off so I can be pursuing my YouTube channel. And it was an incredible arrangement that I had with my employer, and I was extremely lucky to have that sort of arrangement, but I never got to the point where I was able to make that happen, because by the end of January I was starting to do the part-time stuff, but then February came and then I was retrenched out of the blue. And so it's difficult because right now in South Africa, this is the perfect time to be making YouTube videos. The industry is launching to new heights. There's a new attention on YouTubers. And so I just feel that if I get another job, I won't be able to do the YouTube stuff. I haven't, also in the past 6 months, I haven't been in a correct mind space to be doing all these amazing jobs that I've been able and gifted and blessed to have, to be making YouTube videos as well. I haven't been in that correct mind space. And I'm trying to move towards that mind space where I can be doing multiple things. Like my men's fashion designing that I've also started during my break. And I'm starting to do those certain things, but it does take time to find your feet in trying to find what works for you. But right now, full-time YouTubing is a very interesting space to be in. I recently pitched to a brand. I'm not going to say, I can't deny or confirm who the brand is. I recently was pitching to a brand for about a good 2 months, and it was an amazing idea, and I was meant to travel across the country. And one of the reasons why they said they were going to work with me, but then all of a sudden they had changed their mind. And the brand came back to me, and one of the reasons why they said that they chose not to work with me is because I haven't been uploading videos. For me, that was very difficult to take because, yeah, I haven't been uploading videos, but now, because I needed to take a break, again, I couldn't make money because I was on a break. So that was also just very, very interesting for me to learn. And that is one of the reasons that is motivating me to push, to show people like them, and brands like them that, yeah, I haven't been making videos, but I've grown my Instagram, I've grown my skills in content creation, and I'm going to come back even better. And I'm going to show you guys and prove to you guys that regardless if I'm making videos or not on my YouTube channel, I can still do a great job. And maybe that's blowing a little bit of wind up my ass, but I need to have that sort of confidence to achieve in this career. I've finished my first page of notes. Let's go to the second page of notes. I'm very proud of myself. This is good planning right here. Okay, so that gets to present. Where am I presently? Where's my YouTube channel presently? So I want to talk about what I've been doing now and where am I at, what is happening, So let's get into it. I've been putting a lot of time in my Instagram because a lot of brands in South Africa, you might have a lot of subscribers on YouTube, but they also want you to have a lot of Instagram followers. So that's also very interesting because that means that you have to work on both platforms. Guys, I'm just going to remind you, if you want to ask me a question, go down to the comments of this video, send me a comment, even if you just want to say hi. It just helps me a little bit to be engaging with you guys if you have anything to ask. And if you're not sure why I keep looking up, it's because I can't necessarily see the comments on my screen that I'm streaming off of. So I have to look onto my computer and read the comments when they come through. All right, so I've been working extremely hard on growing my Instagram by engaging with thousands of people on Instagram. And I mean thousands because Instagram analytics every week says 1,000 people have viewed your profile this week. So I've been engaging with people that I think would enjoy my content. People that would enjoy men's fashion, that would enjoy men's lifestyle, or content creation, or men's fashion, and so on and so forth. And I've been engaging with those people, and I've been also taking photos of myself, and having a high quality content on my Instagram. So by taking photos of myself, yeah, it's a little bit more difficult, but I'm able then to create high quality content. And when you go onto my Instagram, which is at Michael_Cost, you can see my content is leveled up to what it was last year. And I feel that having higher quality content on your Instagram also allows you to grow on Instagram a lot faster. So in the past month, I've actually grown by 700 real followers. And a lot of people are like, oh, you watch a lot of YouTube videos, oh, grow your Instagram by real followers. But I've actually managed to figure out a way of doing that. And that's really by engaging with people on Instagram. Okay, I see a few questions have come in. Sipiwe, how have you managed to grow your following on Instagram? So like I said, engaging with people that I feel would enjoy my content. How do you find those people? So I follow a lot of other people in my niche, my Instagram niche. So I feel that my Instagram profile is about men's fashion and travel and lifestyle and South African culture. Very similar to my YouTube channel in a way. So I follow people who also show content like that. And I go and I engage with them on their posts, or with people who comment on their posts. I engage with those people. And you just constantly, if you will find yourself in a loop, in a dark hole on Instagram, just engaging with people. And those people then come and check out your content. And if your content is one, good, and if your content is two, a very high quality, then they most likely will follow you. Moose, have you tried working with different magazines for the men's fashion? So I haven't necessarily worked with magazines per se. I feel like I still need to grow my Instagram to 3,000, 5,000 followers before I start that, using my Instagram to launch my name in the fashion industry necessarily. But I'm working towards that. JC, hey all, I see the buffering is over. Yay. Yes, the buffering's over because I'm streaming from my phone, which means all my data is going to be gone by the end of the night. It's fine. It's the things I do for my bananas. It's fine. So I wanted to go back to the Insta stories. Insta stories are also very, very important. Now, I watched a video by, I think it's Peter McKinnon and JC, I need to get their names. And they introduced me to Insta story vlogs. And then I started making vlogs for Insta stories. So it's editing videos that are 15 seconds long, that are like YouTube quality videos that last on your Instagram profile for 24 hours. It just, if your Insta stories are better than everyone else, instead of you just randomly talking for 15 seconds, it engages with your followers and people enjoy that. And Insta stories, what's interesting about them is that I have about 100 to 200 people who, more than, okay, English went out the window there. Let's try that again. I have 200 to 100 more people watching my Insta stories than people who like my actual posts. So for example, I'm just spitballing here, I might get 200 likes on my posts, but then I'll get 300 to 400 views on my Insta stories. For example, that's not necessarily the case, but I'm just showing you how more people actually watch Insta stories. And it's a great way to actually engage with your audience and to grow your Instagram. Let's just check the comments. Has fashion always been your passion? Has fashion always been my passion? No, fashion hasn't always necessarily been my passion. No, I lie. Fashion has been there. It has always been something I've been interested in. As a kid, I used to. Sorry, I'm just checking if my phone is actually properly plugged in. Fashion's always been something I've been interested in, something I've done as a child. I used to design stuff. I used to enter competitions for designing clothes. But then I don't know how to sew, but I can design clothes, which is weird. It's like the architecture mentality. Architects can design buildings, but they don't build the building. So as a fashion designer, I design the clothes, but I don't have to build the clothing item. So I found it very interesting, and I've been working in the industry and I've been making some clothes, but I'm moving towards a more permanent structure, and that will come, and I will be talking on my Instagram. So yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Some more comments. Sorry, I see I was buffering a bit there. Chills, what equipment would you put in a beginner's pack for YouTube and Instagram? Okay, a DSLR camera. So I would say Canon or Nikon. I prefer Canon. I have a Nikon. I just wish I had a Canon. You could start with a simple point and shoot camera. There's a lot of them. I went to the camera store today actually, and they say that the Fuji point and shoot is very good. The new Fuji cameras. So you could start off with that. And a camera stand and a light. Now, when I started, I literally had the camera in my computer. Then I moved on to a little handheld camera. I didn't have a camera stand. I used to stack it on a shelf or on top of pillows. I didn't have anything. Then eventually I got a camera stand. Then eventually I got the camera I've got, which I borrowed. Still not my camera. It's my sister's camera, which I've borrowed for many years from her. Then I got a light, and then I got a backdrop, and then I got soft boxes. So it is a slow progression. When you start, don't expect to have everything. Yeah, it's great if you have the money to have everything to start off with, but have a good quality of content. Make sure that what you have, you are making good content with, and you're making a good quality of content with as well. Moose, weird question. Why do you take the shirtless pictures for Instagram? If it's um to personal you don't need to answer. No, it's fine. So it's a difficult question to answer. Why am I taking shirtless pictures? Number one, people love my shirtless pictures on Instagram, which I'm really grateful for because I don't feel like I have a buff body. I'm not unhealthy. Well, I'm unhealthy, but I don't have an unhealthy looking body. On my YouTube channel, I've run around in a Speedo. I've been seen in my underwear. So it's not necessarily that I'm doing it for the likes. It's for a matter of I finally became confident in taking those types of photos, and I was taking the photos myself. The photos most of the photos you see on my Instagram are taken by me. and that also gave me a little bit more confidence to actually go into it, into sharing that kind of content. I remember though one of the one of the first photos I actually uploaded of me topless on my Instagram didn't get any likes, and I was getting people like hate comments or messages in my DMs, and I actually had to say, like, change my description and so on. But then now I feel like I've grown an audience that enjoys that kind of content and appreciates the confidence and the kind of content I'm putting out there. Muse, you're just amazing. I try. Chills, how do you know when to trust in your content? When you start seeing a return. When I started reinventing my Instagram, I was never sure how it would be perceived. Of course, I lost few followers in the beginning because some people were like, no, this is not the content I want to see. And that's fine. But then I started getting people who liked my content, started commenting, started telling me how they enjoy my content. And that is how you know you see your content is working for you. When you feel good in your content as well, when you like, wow, I enjoy my content, I am proud of the content I've produced, then I think you can start to trust it. And I think that is also very important, and it takes time. The first video you make, you're going to think it's the most amazing thing, and then it gets 0 views, and you can't understand why it's gotten 0 views. So that is a learning curve as well. Trial and error, with content. Some people get it right overnight, they become successes, and some people don't. So it's important to take it step by step. Okay, let's see some of the comments. Now, how does Snapchat fit into the social media mix, and is it a platform for you? Okay, so Snapchat's very interesting for me. Snapchat for me, and I think we've had this conversation now. Snapchat was great. I loved Snapchat. I was using it about 3-4 years ago. I loved it, but Insta Stories then came out and killed Snapchat. Yes, it's basically the exact same thing, but the difference between Insta Stories and Snapchat was I already had an Instagram following. I had an audience. It's easier to get people on Instagram to watch your Insta Stories than it is to get people on Snapchat to watch your snaps. Because Snapchat isn't necessarily a audience-based platform. You have to get added specifically by a person for them to watch your content. Snapchat is slowly dying, I think. It is a massive platform that is still very strong. But I also got to the point where I felt like I had way too many social media platforms, specifically on my phone, and I just couldn't anymore. And I chose what was best for my brand, what was best for what I'm trying to do, and the type of content I'm able to create. So Charles, you're asking like what is better, Instagram or YouTube? And my answer is that when I was going through that, I felt like Snapchat just was not for me. It was not the right platform. So yeah, that's why I'm not using that. Chills, how do you deal with trolls? We are all not mentally made of steel. Yes. So on YouTube, there is a feature to block comments that have certain words or swear words or so on, and then you get to review those comments and you're able to delete them or so on. The only thing is that once you get to review those comments, you still read those comments. You still read how people are calling you horrible things or saying that you're an idiot or using sexual references or things like that. Over time, you become a little bit more numb to it, but it's not easy. I remember my first bad comments on my YouTube video. It was actually from someone who knew me. I didn't know who they were. They created a anonymous account. They told me how I should quit YouTube, how I've never been able to act even when I was in primary school, and even when I did the TV series Angel Song when I was 13 in grade 8. I was horrible then, and my videos are terrible, and I should just quit. And that was difficult for me to actually hear, because that was someone who knew me personally that wanted to be a troll, that wanted to break me down. But eventually you get over it. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not easy. If you guys go and watch my The Unword video and just go to the comment section, some of the stuff that people have actually said about me is like, it's disgusting. But at the same time, and I said this in my last live stream a year ago, bad comments are also good because YouTube sees that as engagement and then helps rank your videos higher. The more comments you get, regardless if they're bad or good, it's good for your analytic. Okay, next comment. Sergeants, Curry Pants. That Sergeant Curry Pants, that's quite a name. Hello. Have you ever used Reddit to promote content? Have you ever used Reddit to use... yes, so I did try to use Reddit. My The Unword video actually became quite successful and got a lot of views in the beginning when I uploaded it because someone shared it on Reddit. But when you create a Reddit account, you have to wait for about like 30 days before you're able to share your own YouTube content, and that for me just wasn't working. And again, it was just another platform that I had to worry about, and it was just too much stress, so that's why I just didn't go into the Reddit thing. CPWay, do you have any tips for developing a brand around yourself? Figure out what you're about. Figure out what type of niche you want to be. So specifically for my Instagram, I was like, okay, I want to be a travel, fashion, men's lifestyle kind of account. And I want to build my brand around that. And once I've built my brand, which I feel like I have with my YouTube channel and with my Instagram, I'm going to start to merge those two brands. But also, be who you are when you're online and when you're offline. If you're offline and someone meets you and you're off your brand, you're not the person you portray online, then that's going to do damage for you. Building your brand is also about just getting your name out there, building your social media following, which is very difficult. I know, I'm on the same boat as you. But it's just being consistent, making good, high quality content. So yeah, that's what I would say about that. Muse, wait, you did a TV series. Is it available anywhere? It's not available anywhere. It's called Angel's Song. I was Lucian. I was one of the main characters. I was 13. It was an incredible experience. And yeah, it sometimes plays on Mzansi Magic from time to time. It's a very old TV series, really great TV series. It was only season 1, unfortunately. Never got to season 2. But yeah, it was a great experience when I was a kid. Nisha, focus on the love, ignore the hate. Exactly, Nisha. Nisha, that's a comment for chills. Focus on the love, ignore the hate. Although sometimes it can be unbearable. And yes, deal with the hate. Sometimes you can't ignore it. Sometimes you just have to be like, okay, this is what it is. I'm going to move on. I can't let it get to me. Yeah, and focus on the love. When I stopped making YouTube videos, the amount of support I received was incredible. And that really did help me. Okay, Sergeant Carrypants, Reddit is the home of trolls too. Yes, trolls is where... Reddit is where trolls live. So I've got jelly tots, so I'm gonna eat some. because I'm a bit hungry after trying to. I've just streamed for an hour off my phone. I'm not gonna have any data. Jelly tarts are my favorite. Neil, please take good account of this. Jelly tarts are my favorite sweet. Sergeant says, how does it feel to know you inspire so many small YouTubers? It feels great. Yeah, I'm sorry. Now you want jelly tots too. I would offer you guys, but it's not physically possible. It feels good because I had a turning point in my career last year where I stopped focusing on just building myself. I wanted to build other YouTubers as well in the community, because if you grow the community, everyone benefits. You benefit. If someone gets a massive YouTube deal in South Africa, you also benefit because more brands wake up to the idea of working with YouTubers. So it's so important to me to know that I am inspiring other YouTubers and other content creators, because it means that I'm actually doing my job correctly. It means that I'm doing something right. And that for me is really incredible. You know, I go to Cape Town and I bump into people who know my channel, or people who are YouTubers who know me, and that for me is incredible because you get to cross physical barriers as well. And you get to inspire people, and you get to learn from people, and you get to teach other people. And I think that's so important. For me, I've started to have this mentality of, if you need help or you have a question, ask me. Because I learn also by teaching others. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. So also currently, if you guys have seen on my YouTube channel, is the ZA Kids. So last week I launched the trailer of ZA Kids, and this week the first episode of ZA Kids comes out. And I'm so excited. Chills is actually, who's been commenting on the video, Chills is one of the ZA Kids. So what I did is, it's an idea I've had for a very long time, for about a year. And I wanted to get South Africans on my YouTube channel. My bananas, you guys. I wanted to get you guys on my YouTube channel, in my YouTube studio where I am right now, and to get you guys involved in my content. So I headed to my Instagram and I was like, okay, so would you guys be interested in maybe being in one of my videos? And I got so many responses, and I landed up having 12 bananas come to my studio, and we filmed 6 episodes. So ZA Kids is the future of my channel at the moment, and what you can be expecting. So ZA Kids is about, so it's 6 episodes, as I said. It's 6 questions, a question per episode, and it's about asking people who live in South Africa, South Africans, their opinions about South Africa, or testing their general knowledge about South Africa. So episode 1, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek, a sneak insight. Episode 1 is, what do you love about South Africa? But I must say, my favorite episodes of the series are episode 3, episode 4, and episode 6. The other 3 are really cool, but the other 3 are just amazing. And I was so surprised by the people, my bananas, who actually were involved in ZA Kids, because I just let anyone come into my studio. But the content that came out was just so cool. So I was really, really happy about that. So yeah, ZA Kids is really exciting, and it's 1 episode per week. So that's what you guys can be expecting on my channel. Let me just chew my jelly tots. I didn't realize that jelly tots are actually very difficult to eat while you trying to do a live stream. Not good planning. So ZA Kids is going to be exciting, and it's going to be content on my channel for the next 6 weeks, which you guys can be expecting. So there is content coming out, brand new content. You will see my face, but it doesn't involve me at all. It doesn't revolve around me at all. But don't watch it because it doesn't revolve around me. So please still watch the channel. Make sure that you have the bell icon clicked. If you guys don't know what that is, next to the subscribe button, it would have said you are subscribed to my channel, but click the bell icon so you guys can actually get a notification when I upload a new video. So when ZA Kids comes out, every episode you'll get a notification that the video is out and live. And I really hope that you guys love it and support me. Please share it on social media, because I really want to make season 2 of ZA Kids and have more bananas on my channel. And that was also very interesting, on having my supporters, you guys, people who watch my channel, my bananas, here in my studio making videos with me. Yeah, I found that really, really fascinating. So guys, if you have comments, remember, just go to the comment section, write down your comment, or write down your question. If you have a question you want to ask me, go for it, and I'll answer it. So that's what you guys can expect on my channel. Another thing you guys can expect from my channel is I'm now that ZA Kids has been edited and done and just waiting to be uploaded, I'm starting to make content again that's me. Content that I'm making. Now, what would be interesting is that I'm gonna make content that is not necessarily the same as my old content. I've made lists of video ideas, and I've got a whole new style, hopefully, but it's going to be the same Michael Cost, but it's going to be different. So you can expect videos that you used to seeing on my channel, but you can also expect videos that are completely new and different. I'm not going away from my channel theme at all. That's not what I'm doing, but it's going to be new fun content that I'm excited to make. I am planning on making a few tutorial stuff, possibly on social media, specifically on Instagram stories. I'm going to be making content on being a content creator in South Africa, because I feel like a lot of people ask me questions, and even in this live stream you guys have asked me questions about content creation. So if you guys, let me know in the comments of this video now if you guys would be interested in seeing videos like that, videos on being better in South Africa specifically, because you watch all of these, how to grow your following or how to be better on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever, but none of them are really specific to South Africa. No one is talking about how does a YouTuber make money in South Africa. But they are, and even if they are, they're not very specific. They're very vague, or they're not that helpful. And that's maybe what my perception of those types of videos. So you guys can be expecting that. I don't necessarily know when. I'm hoping for maybe starting those uploads in July on my normal upload day, which is Michael Mondays, which you guys know. I am planning on going to Cape Town. Neo knows about this if he's still watching. I don't know if he is. Probably not. Because, yeah, you guys aren't commenting. I'm going down to Cape Town. I've met interesting YouTubers from Cape Town. I'll tell you how I met them. That I want to make new content with, and hopefully I get to share that with you guys, because you guys know I'm constantly between Joburg and Cape Town, and I'm making a lot of content. So I'm hoping that during my trip I'm able to try and make content for you guys. So I'll see about that. So something I haven't mentioned, which I almost forgot, was that YouTube invited me to a YouTube event. So I've been to Google South Africa, Johannesburg offices, and I've been to a YouTube event before, but this one event was very specific because YouTube itself, the actual platform, invited a certain amount of South African YouTubers to come to an event and to introduce these YouTubers to brands. And that for me was a massive honor because even though I hadn't uploaded a video in 6 months, YouTube still felt that I was one of the YouTubers that they wanted to showcase to the brands they work with, to the media houses that they work with, and they believed in me. And that for me was incredible. I got to meet YouTubers I never knew existed, people who have massive followings, or have little followings, and congrats. Yeah, thanks, Chills. And that was incredible because I also got to see YouTubers that I've known for years but I've lost contact with, or that I haven't spoken to in a long time, or people from Cape Town that I haven't seen in a long time. I got to see those peeps again, and that was incredible because that also motivated me to get the ZA Kids out. That motivated me to do this live stream, to push in making content again, because the actual YouTube platform believes in me. The YouTube platform wants me to be making content, and that was incredible. So yeah, that YouTube event was really, really awesome. I need to write everything I learned on my Facebook page to share it with you guys, like what actually happened. Because, you know, at the event, they told us about YouTube Go. They gave us some YouTube statistics. They had a YouTube panel discussion with big YouTubers like the A1, Tembi from Pop Culture, Grant Hines, Danielo, who owns a CPN, and that was very interesting also. So yeah, I need to just write that down all on my Facebook page, which I'll do soon, hopefully. Just keep an eye out for that. So yeah, that sums up like everything. I've reached the end of my notes. That sums up everything I wanted to say, and I'm excited. Are there any last minute questions before I end the live stream? Is there sort of content that you are wanting to see from me, that you feel I haven't necessarily made or you want me to make? Let me know in the comment section. Let me see. Let me have a jelly tot break. Behind the scenes would be cool. Okay. Done. Okay. If the live stream ends drastically, it's because my battery died. So apologies. So I've got my computer and I've got my microphone that didn't work for my other live stream. And then I've got my big softbox light over here. And then I've got my other softbox light. So I've got both my lights shining on me for that live stream I was doing. I'm going to turn this around so I can have nice light for the rest of the studio while I do this behind the scenes. So here's my camera set up. I've got another light on a light stand over here. This background over here, something I didn't mention is I started a channel for my nephew, which is called Matthew Cost, if you guys didn't know. And that was also really fun and different also for me to be doing. So this is the background for his YouTube channel. Behind it is the actual crates that I used for my DIY videos. So I've got my camera on a camera stand. I've got this light on a light stand. I've also got my table over here that's on wheels with my Gorilla Pod and my camera stuff. My Rode microphone. It's a really great microphone to use. Then over on this side is where I do all my filming. Over there you can see the backdrop that you guys are probably used to seeing in my videos. This backdrop I made for about like 100 Rand. It's from old. Am I back online? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm probably now you're gonna be like looking at my computer. I think because my phone out, the battery was dying, the connection was bad. So I recently backdrops, paper backdrops, but I had to return it because the paper actually had warps in it. So I took it back to the store that I bought it in. It's there by Kailami, and I've asked for a refund because the backdrops were really badly warped, and however I lit it, it just did not look good. So yeah, I just want to fix the lighting just quickly. Okay, so I'm back. So now I've just got this amazing high-tech backdrop stand that wall-mounted holder which has no backdrops on it. So that's a bit depressing. Nothing I can do about that. Okay, so how do you build a content studio? So, Charles, I started in my bedroom, then I went into a storeroom, and then I finally, after 5 years, 4.5, 5 years, came into my YouTube studio. So again, it's baby steps, getting to a point where you're able to get to the next step. If you're able to jump straight into a YouTube studio, then great, that's amazing. If you have a space at home that you can convert into a YouTube studio, that's even more amazing. But for me, going through the process of having nothing to being where I am now is really amazing because I've learned quite a lot. Are you planning on collabing with other YouTubers? Yes, I'm planning on a collab with possibly Akila, who's Fashion Breed. She's incredible. I've met her at the YouTube ZA event, and yeah, I'm hoping to collab with her. Maybe when I'm down there, I can collab with Grant Hines, Pop Culture, if they would have me. I would love to have them, just even if they're on my channel. I don't necessarily want to force people to have me on their channel. I really just want them on my channel. And then also Visual Rev, Dean Tucker, that's his name. He's great. He's an incredible content creator, and I really would love to just have him on my YouTube channel. So yeah, I'm definitely have those planned. It's been very difficult to collaborate with YouTubers here in Johannesburg because it's just been difficult to get them into my studio. So hopefully I will collab with Yol's channel, with maybe Michlali, with maybe Didi, who is That's Totally Fetch, maybe with Hale's World. I'd love to collaborate with my friend Haley. So yeah, I've definitely got those in the pipeline. Also more vlogs. So I vlog on my Insta stories. I don't necessarily like making vlogs for my YouTube channel. So I really love making vlogs for my Insta stories. So if you want to see the vlog type of content, then you definitely should follow me on my Instagram, because I'm constantly making that type of stuff. Neo or data got the best of you? Nah, I think it's my battery. I'm hoping. I'm back online, so it seems to be working. Charles, yeah, I definitely want to do day in the life of other content creators. So I don't want to share too much, but that's kind of the content I'm going to be planning. Nisha, is Matthew going to be on your new content? So I definitely want to make content with Matthew for his channel and for my channel. It's just been so difficult to actually make content for him and do everything else. But a lot of agencies send me packages. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know. Any package I get, it's not for me, it's for Matthew. So Matthew's definitely going to be featured. And I definitely want to feature my mom a little bit more, and maybe even my sisters. We'll see how things go. But yeah. Sway too. Do you know how wildlife photographers earn money? So photographers either get paid by lodges to take photos of wildlife in their nature reserve. Or they get paid for like stock images. They can sell their photos online. They can also partner with brands to feature their product or their service in their photography or on their social media. So there are different ways for a wildlife photographer to make money. It's just figuring out which way works best for you. But also, as a content creator, you have to make sure you're making you're making money streams in different ways. Yeah. Any other questions from you guys? I'm just waiting for comments now before I end the live stream. If you guys are happy, do you game? Oh, okay. Yes. I do game, but I only game one game, and that's God of War. I played God of War when it was on PSP, portable PlayStation, when that was still a thing. I've then played it I'm now playing it on a PlayStation 4, God of War. I got it for my birthday, which was on the 17th of May. I love it. I absolutely love the game. It's incredible. Don't think I would ever make gaming content for my channel. Yeah, I don't see myself as a gaming YouTuber. Maybe if I go down to Cape Town and Grant Hines will have me on his channel, then maybe I will play God of War with him, or maybe I'll play FIFA 18. I don't know. I will talk to him if he's interested. Maybe tweet him and say, listen, teach Michael how to play FIFA, and let's make that happen. Lawrence John, how much does Michael cost? That's a very good question. If you have a business inquiry, you could always email me. So yeah, that's one of my taglines. If people that I know they're not gonna remember what my name is, I'm like, yeah, just ask yourself, how much does Michael cost? So that's like my tagline. Yeah, any other questions, guys, before we end this? Please make sure, I said this before in the live stream, that you click the bell icon. So next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell icon. Please click that bell icon because it will notify you when I upload a new video. And that's important because YouTube algorithms doesn't always put my videos in front of you guys, even though you have subscribed to my channel. So please go and click that bell icon. Make sure you subscribe. Also, click the like button of this video. I hope you guys all just click that like button so that even though this is a live video, it ranks a little bit higher. People who missed um, this live stream can watch it later because they'll see it because there are a lot of likes and there's a lot of engagements and so on. Lawrence, where do you see your channel in 5 years? So it's difficult because I don't know if I'm going to be a YouTuber in 5 years. Like, and I say that because I've been a YouTuber for 6 years. It's 5 or 6 years now. And that's a long, long time. So I don't know what the next 5 years will have in store for me, because by the time I'm in the next 5 years, I'll be 30. And I'm not sure where my channel would be then. I would love it to be on 100,000 subscribers. Even before then, long before then. I'd love to have a video that's at least on 1 million views. So yeah, it's difficult to say because I don't know where I'll be in 5 years or where my channel will be. But I know my content will always be online. And that's an incredible thing. Because although I haven't been uploading videos in the past 6 months, my channel still turned around 90,000 views. So I've gotten 90,000 views this year and I haven't uploaded anything. And that for me is incredible. So, yeah, it's difficult to answer that question. Nisha, what do you eat besides jelly tots? I love Lunch Bar chocolate. Lunch Bar chocolate, Doritos, the cheese Doritos, any cakes or tarts, milk tarts, and cheesecake is baked cheesecake. It's my favorite, and jelly tots. Yeah, very unhealthy, very unhealthy. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. So yeah, guys, I think I'm going to sum up this live stream. I'm going to thank you guys so much for watching, for engaging, for liking the video, for commenting, for asking me questions. Please, again, I ask you guys to follow me on Instagram and to click the bell icon on the YouTube, on my YouTube channel. And I'm sure you can do it now. I'm sure you can see it next to the subscribe button. There should be that bell icon. And I'm excited for what's next. I'm excited to be sharing ZA Kids with you guys because I've been working so hard on it. And it's so awesome. It's so funny. And I've had amazing bananas on it. So I'm really thankful for that. And I want to just say also thank you guys for staying involved in my life, for still supporting me after all these years, even after my break. And I think this is just to next heights and next achievements, and I'm excited for what the future holds. So yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much. And until next time, bye bananas.